My first recollection of my direct experience with soul would have been around the age of about 7. And it's a kind of a funny story. I was coming home from Sunday school with my family, and I don't know, my family kind of disappeared. And my parents had this old green couch, and I had this game I would play. I would lay upside down on the couch, and everything seemed to be upside down. Well, this one day I was doing that, and the house was completely empty for some reason, and all of a sudden, this huge presence came over me. And I had no idea what it was. And it wasn't fearful or anything. In fact, it just seemed like, well, now I know that it was soul. It was this huge presence. And from that moment until probably I became a teenager and girls showed up in my life, that presence was always there in my life. It was like a friend or a way that I communed with myself, I guess. You know, those are my words now, but back then it really wasn't anything. It just was it was just part of who I was at that time. And for the longest time, I thought that the only way to bring it on was to lay upside down on the couch. So I would always go in there and lay upside, and it was always right there, you know. And then one day I was playing with these little tiny soldiers, you know, like little boys have, and I was being really quiet, and all of a sudden I realized I didn't have to be on the couch anymore because it was there. And then it was everywhere. And so, like I said, when I was around 14, it kind of disappeared, but not quite. Every time there was a moment in my life when a huge shift was going to come, it would come and it would look through me. I could feel it looking through my eyes. And I knew something was going to change in my life. And, you know, it would be little things at first, like going from 5th to 6th grade, these school districts merged, and I got put into a class with no one I knew. So it was like always like taking me into this unknown thing in my life. And then it was there, but it wasn't there through maybe college. And then later on in life, I began to practice meditation. And the moment I got my mantra, it was back. And I knew then what it was, because everyone was telling me about, you know, the reason you meditate is to come into this expanded being, this space. So I'm thinking to myself, I think I already got this thing that they're trying to tell me I need to do to meditate, you know? But there was this real thing of unworthiness in me that it can't be. These people have been meditating for 20 years and they're still looking for it, so how could I have it? But then over time, I met Bill, and something in knowing him just woke it up and allowed me to just naturally fall into my own space with it.